Well, hello everybody, welcome to Robert's Train Set. The Power of YouTube is the title of this video. What do I mean? Before you are three of my diverse models. We have a Bachmann 101 DMU on the inside track. We have the Hornby 66 on the middle track and the Dapol 52 Western on the outside track, my newest acquisition. What do these three trains have in common? Well, it's easy, isn't it? They've all got lock sound decoders, sound decoders in them. And I've documented over many videos the problems I have with these decoders. Nothing wrong with the decoders, I might add at this point, so nobody get worried. It was with my system. And the last two videos I've done, where I put a speaker in, or changed the speaker in one of my trains, engines, and where I introduced the Class 52 to you, I had a problem, didn't I? You could not run all these trains or engines independently because they all had to be on the factory setting 3, otherwise the lights would not work. So I'd like to show you something, and I never actually ever thought I'd see this on my layout. So I have moved to the computer to control these, so I might be a bit fainter. But technically speaking, if I turn one of these locos on, they should all come on. So I'll start with the 52 as it's the newest, and I'm just about to start the sound. So as the diesel hydraulic system bursts into life, do you notice anything? The other two haven't come alive. They've got no sounds, they're all silent. And at the same time, I will now turn the lights on to the Western. You probably won't see the headlight because it's minuscule, but the head code should come light up. I'll also turn the independent tail light and the independent cab light. So, to all intents and purposes, this Western is ready to go. So let's do that. So I will send it slowly forward. Could take quite a while. Let's speed it up a little bit, shall we? So in the old days, all three of these locos, trains, would have been going forward now. So I should demonstrate. I should just now turn on the 66, the Hatton 66. Please protect your ears. Western with its long train is going around with no problems, still working, no problems. So now let's turn the lights on to the 66. And the cab light. And I think we should get this going. So we'll go forward as opposed to backwards, which you can see the lights change and the cab light. And we'll go forward. So off we go. Hides the DMU. Let's put the lights onto the DMU. This does everything. This does the headlights, the rear tail lights, and obviously the lighting inside to light up the people that were fitted as standard. I think it's about time to start this one up. I think with this one, we're going to go backwards. And watch the lights change. And we'll put it into gear. Give it a little horn. And away we go. So I'm going to talk rather loudly at the moment because you might not hear me over the sound of the trains, but I'm sitting by the computer and all this marvellous freedom has come by a few clicks on the computer. But knowing what to click on the computer is all down to comments that I received after my last few videos. And I will explain now what it's all about. So I hope you like the look of the trains there. And I'm now going to turn off the sound independently, each one as they come along. So you can see they are completely under control individually. So as you saw, all brought to a halt individually, and sounds and lights and everything turned off while the others all run perfectly. So we're now going to hopefully adjourn to the computer screen, and I'll show you what I had to do to get this all working. And I'm really happy, I really am. This means I can buy Bachmann 37s and keep the Locksound decoders in them. I won't have to sort of send them back and get a Hornby instead. The Hornbys are great, you know, for the money they are absolutely super, and as you've seen I've just put a better speaker in my 47, which is fantastic, and I'll show you a little bit of that running and what it managed to pull in this video. So see you in a minute. Bye. So welcome down to my lounge, and I'm at the table where the model railway used to be, or the train set used to be, where all the problems started with that 101 Bachmann. If you want to see those problems, I did a video called The Trains That Never Were, although one did survive, as you saw. So you have a look at that. So how have we overcome this, and why is YouTube so great? Because it allows people that you don't know and you've never met to impart some of their knowledge that they have that maybe you would never find or never learn. So I'm hoping that the gentleman I'm about to name won't mind me mentioning, because he has put his name up on a public platform that you can read. So Mr. Roy Dennis, and I'm absolutely thank you very much for a very simple comment on my YouTube channel, and I'll read it to you. He said, "Another learning curve. Regards your Locksound problem, have you read this post on Hornby Forum?" And there's a link to go to that, which I did. And he continued, "It seems to be a problem with CV29. And he was spot on. So I went to that Hornby forum, which I have been to before, to see if I could find any problems. But to be honest, I thought it was my problem, my system, you know, the only one in the world that does this problem. But there's another chap here, and I better not read his surname, but he's called David anyway. And I'll read you his comment, or his question really. Okay, so I have an E-Lincoln Railmaster. When I reprogram Bachmann sound decoders, in brackets Locksounds, question mark, the headlights, tail lights just will not work. When the locos are set to 003, no, it just says 003, but that's in fact the factory default. The headlights, tail lights work just fine. As soon as I reprogram the address, the headlights stop working. It's very frustrating, I agree. How do I solve this problem, please? Many thanks, David. Exactly my problem. And it is really frustrating that you can't buy these locos with this particular sound decoder in without having a problem. So if you then scroll down the page, I can probably say who this chap is, because I don't think it's his proper name. Fishmanoz. I won't spell it, but anyway, I think he's the man or lady who we really need to thank for this. And basically what he's saying with CV29, what he says is, if you read it when you have it set at 03, and then read it again after you change the number, he actually said if it's 2 less after the change, then that is the problem. So I'm going to go into Railmaster for you. Now, it's not connected to the railway, so I can't actually do any reprogram, which I don't want to do anyway. I've got them working. But I will explain what that means. and in fact it wasn't quite the same as he's saying here, but nonetheless it did work. So I'm really grateful. Thank you everybody. So from the desktop we go into Railmaster, and as you can see it comes up thing. It's not quite as quick as this, and we're going to bring up the locomotive list. So I've chosen the 52 Western, as you can see, and that's just about to load, and there's all the functions. And what we need to do then is we need to bring up the CV settings. So here they are, starting at 1, and that's number 3. So this is still at the default setting, and if we then pan down to function 29, or rather CV 29, you will see that 29 is at 000. Now that in this particular case is fine because it's working, but if you want to change it, you just do that and change the numbers to whatever you want. So we're now going to go out, and I'm going to take the locomotive list off and then put it back again. Must remember to save. So here we are. I know it's not the right picture, but now we've got the 2-car DMU, and again we're into the settings, the CV settings, 29, and it says 030. Now when I first did this, that came up at treble O. So I then put the 30 in, and hey presto, it all worked. So that was quite interesting. That's what was said, you know, in that piece on Hornby's forum. So that's all I did, and then obviously reset and check it and whatever, and change the number to the loco, which I did to 02, and it worked as you saw. So really good. So we'll go out of Railmaster, back to my desktop, and to be honest, it was absolutely fabulous. And just to finish, among other comments I got on the putting the new loudspeaker into the Class 47, which you will see at the end of this video, I tried to fit 2 speakers in, didn't I? And it wouldn't work. It sort of cut out all the time. I must thank my friend, who I've followed him from quite nearly the beginning of his channel. Well, not quite. He's very knowledgeable. He does some good videos on changing lights, the same as I did, and whatever, and he knows a lot more than I do, I think. But he did explain to me why it did that. Now you can use 2 speakers, but you need to wire them up in a particular way. And he said I made a boy's mistake, or a child's mistake, in the way I wired them. I don't know everything. Don't think anybody does really, but this is the beauty of YouTube. You get to tap into people that maybe know a bit more than you. And he just showed me in his comment the wiring I need to do to put 2 speakers in. Now I'm not going to in that 47 because I am happy with it after I managed to change the volume from 4 to 7. It's loud enough, as you will see. But if I want to put 2 in any other of my locos, I will now know how to wire it. So thank you to Peter Dixon and to all the other people. But above all, I think I really have got to thank Roy Dennis for just that simple bit of wordsmith. It's solved the problem, and it's going to save me having to buy other things that I was trying to get around this problem with. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I put this up in between my normal upload sessions because I'm so pleased and so excited, and I want to get this out in case there are other people that have got this problem. I thought I was the only one, but maybe not. So please continue to watch the putting the loudspeaker into the Class 47, but I must get this up now. And there will be another download next Friday, and you can meet some of my new rolling stock that I bought. So cheers everybody, cheers, and don't forget to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it looks good as I get more subscribers, and I've had a lot of new ones recently, so I thank all them, and of course my old ones. and it just proves the power of comments, doesn't it? That you can a problem I thought I might never solve has been solved. Just like, well, cheers.